Hi, I am Mark from Silogika, and this is the new Land Rover Defender, and we're going to find out how good it is compared to the original. So obviously the design has changed quite a bit, but they've been inspired by the original Land Rover, and I think they've done an absolutely superb job. There's lots of features that will go around during the video which you'll see. I especially like, for instance, the running boards here along the top of the bonnet. I think that's a wonderful feature. I just want to show you these wheels. These are steel, just like the originals. These are 18-inch steel wheels. Just look at the size of the tyre wall there. It gives a huge amount of comfort. It's perfect for this kind of car, and I really appreciate it. This is the 3-door version. There's also a 5-door version. This is my favourite, and it's very unusual to get 3-door SUVs, but I think it works well. Obviously with this car you get the full off-roader look. The designers didn't miss a trick, and they put the spare wheel on the back of the car. You can order this car in some of the original Land Rover colours, including this Land Rover green, and it contrasts rather beautifully with the black features running all the way around the car. With the original Land Rover, and owners were always very proud of the fact, if they wanted to clean the interior of the car, they take their garden hose and they just wash it down, and that was fine. You can't do that on this one, obviously. So in fact this car is a 6-seater. It's got this really cool option, which is this. I really like that. This Defender was very kindly lent to us by Autobrit in Geneva. Speak to them about which Defender is best for you, or in fact any of the models in the Land Rover range. I think the first thing you notice about this car is how refined it is. It's nothing at all how I expected. It's a very nice drive actually. So the steering is very light, but it's very direct, which means this is actually quite a fun car to drive. We're just threading through some cows here, and they love this car. They're very appreciative of this car, you can tell. So here goes. I think certainly compared to the competition, the price point for this car with this engine is very good. 67,000 francs I think compares well to any of the competition, and certainly I think it's a bargain for everything you're getting in this car. There we are, saying hello to the cows again, or saying goodbye now really. So I know what you're thinking, where's Jessica? So Jessica is on holiday. She's having a well-earned break, and she's going to be away for a few weeks I think. Therefore we couldn't find anyone, so they asked me to do this. So I said, yeah, okay, how hard can it be? Well, you tell me. There's a lot of suspension movement with this car, and during the filming we were reversing over some of the very rough terrain where the cows were, and there was some big bumps and big ditches there, and this car is fine, especially with these wheels and these tyres. It's got special tyres on it, and the suspension was fine on that kind of terrain, so I don't think this would be any problem in any kind of terrain actually. And I'm further more surprised by the fact that these kind of tyres, normally you'd expect them to be very noisy, and they're not. They're just very quiet, and you can take this on this car would be fine on the motorway I think. It wouldn't be a problem at all. You have to test it yourselves, but I'm pretty sure this car is going to be fine on the motorway. As a daily driver I think this works fine. I'd be very happy having this as a car as a daily driver, around the city or not. It is a big car, sure, but you have so much visibility, and you sit very high compared to everything really. You sit even higher than the other SUVs on the road, just slightly. So about the same as a G-Wagon, Mercedes G-Wagon, but certainly about the same as the original Land Rovers. And that helps a lot, even in city driving I think. If you're keen on lots of options in your cars, then there's a James Bond version that's coming out with a V8 engine of course, and probably all the options you can imagine. So wait for that one. So competitors to this car are, there's not many. There's the Mercedes G-Wagon, which comes as a 5-door, and there's maybe the Toyota Land Cruiser, which comes as a 3-door. It's really not as refined as this. The Land Cruiser feels more like a workhorse. It's not something you want to cruise up and down the motorway in. So when I think of Land Rover Defenders, I always think of the Queen. She's always pictured driving her Land Rover Defender, the original one. And that's a difficult car to drive. The steering's very heavy, it's a mechanical gearbox. She loves it apparently. But I'm very much hoping that Land Rover will give her one of these. Much easier to drive. Steering's lovely, very light. It's automatic gearbox. So much better. So, in conclusion, is this car a worthy successor to the original Land Rover? Yes, I think so. If you're single and you've got an active lifestyle, this works. If you have a family, this is just perfect. This car works winter, summer, and in any country, but especially here in Switzerland. And finally, if you work in Swiss financial services, join Silogika and you'll see the advantages you get from being a member on your next new car.